So yeah, so.
But I think for an intern, it's actually good to be at a smaller company and experience all of it at once. So you know if you want to start your own business or you want to just go work in a business, but at least you have that experience going forward.
And I can see firsthand how running a business is affecting me. Because they see how I fight with the clients, they see how I fight with my suppliers, they see how I make amends. Like many times, then that thing of the client is always right. It's not true.
I also feel that it's not true.
I always say it's not true, but the client believes it. Right? That I'm right, whether I'm wrong, I'm right. So what I do is I always tell them, let's compromise with the client. Don't let them feel they are right, but also don't let them feel they're wrong. So okay, this happened, now let's look at the solution. What can we do? So we're not gonna fight about it. We're just gonna, some people will say, don't let them walk over you or whatever. But it's not the client walking over you, it's you wanting to keep your client because you value your client. Because being a small business, there's not a stage where I can say, hey, go man, I don't need your business. I need every business that come my way. And not only for me, I always say we don't only keep the doors of design to work open for ourselves. I keep it open for my next generation to come. One day, me and even my partner, our children can come work here. We can create more opportunities for young people to come in here. At this stage, we can't afford to employ people, but we can afford to have the students here. And the thing is, it doesn't really cost me a cent. I must just see that I have my rent is paid. I must see that my lights is on, and obviously that we give them the exposure they need, which is not difficult because it's my everyday work. I come in here in the morning, we first have our morning session, and one thing about Design to Work, it is the main thing is built on the rock Jesus Christ. So in this company, we first honor God. In the morning, the first thing we do, we pray, we talk about God, whatever. If you have any issues in your life you want us to pray about, we pray about that. And then we dedicate the day to the Lord. And from there we start working. Yeah, sometimes they work, the orders, the stock come in before we could even open the doors, then they deliver. Then these two, they want to start work. I will just look at them and then they'll just leave and then they'll come because they know we don't start work until we dedicate the day to the Lord. And the thing is, they see since the day start until the day finish what we do here. So they get exposure, like, So that is actually the reason why we keep our doors open for our young people, because they do their business management in 6 at West Coast College. You can't put it on your CV, nothing, unless you do your internships. So many of them don't get internships. The people don't want to take them because due to the others that maybe they didn't finish, they never pitch up, come late, stuff like that. Luckily for us, we get students that are, and we get a list every 18 months. We get a list, we can choose, we interview them, so, unfortunately, they come to the rotten apples or whatever, but the ones that we get, they always very childlike, they're determined to finish.
But I think there's two parts to it. How I can see this. The one part is that people who are dedicated, maybe they don't have a choice and that's their way out. The other people is more lonesome, my parents is fine. Now there's actually the difference. Because of that people, the other people, maybe there's more people who want to do it and get the stuff done, but now they don't get the chance. Now
but there's a few people that email me already, then they will say, and when they call me Auntie Wilma, then I know you heard of me by somebody else, and they ask for an internship. And we can't afford to take more than 2 at a time, right? Because it's not a lot of work. There's not, like what they do basically for me is, except for the exposure they get, they will do all my deliveries. Like that's the first thing I teach you when you come here, is how to receive things and how to dispatch things, and then you will go. We have our drivers, they will go and they will do the deliveries. I will go and introduce them to my clients. I will say this is the guys that will come deliver, which is very important because you can't send anybody to you. And then we have them sign NDAs for the time that they are here. So now whatever you see here, you don't take outside, or whatever you know. And then that's what they do. That's the job that they do. But there's not deliveries every day, right?
Okay.
But we do deliver like.
Okay, Wilma, ons kan nog net vra, die business began in COVID. It was a scary period for all of us. We didn't know what to expect. So, hoe het het gekom dat die business nou actually begin het?
Let it nou begin momentum kry.
Ja.
Is that we did our research. Like I said to you, our target market is the Atlantis industrial area.
Okay.
So what we did is we got a list of all the companies, start checking them out, started doing cold calls. So my partner was the sales and marketing director. So she started with sales, right? Going to places, doing cold calls, knock on doors. We also did our research before we go to a place, like we still do, right? So we've got our processes in place, and one of the things that I want to almost like iterate is that get processes in place.
Yes.
Say for instance, before we go to a place, we see how many people they work there. We will maybe phone ahead of time, right? Or we'll get somebody who works there. We'll see how many people work there. We'll see what the code of tracing is. A lot of companies have different color Conti suits that they wear, right? Some wear navy blue, some wear royal blue, some wear green, depending on what they manufacture. Like actually, here's a few chemical places in Atlantis that only wears the flame and acid suit,
Yes.
which is the green one. So with that comes the chemicals is like dangerous things, so they will wear obviously the mask. They will wear earplugs, or wear a special kind of glove. So you get hundreds of gloves, right? So you must know which one is the right one. So going into the places, we will prepare her. Sometimes I will go with her, and we will be like a team effort, yeah. Especially when it's a big company, right? Then we will take with whatever they samples of whatever they use, and then we will go in like that. A lot of people said no. There was some who just came in time, where they are fed up with the current supplier. You never know what to expect, right? Then you go, but you need to be prepared, right? So you never know. It might be they will say, okay, we've got a supplier, but let's give you a chance. Let's see how your prices are against these, and then they will send us pricing. So many times we'll just go and we'll introduce ourselves, which is the first step. We'll start talking, we'll start what we do, what you do. If you say, okay, but we wear this, sometimes we will just, we've got a little form that you fill in, right? You will tell us how many people work there, what kind of clothes you wear, depending on what you manufacture there, or what you guys do there. Then we will come and we'll say, okay, we'll make another appointment with you, we'll come and bring you samples. But in the meantime, send us prices that you pay. But obviously, you don't have to put the name of the company, but we want to see it on a legit paper of the supplier. And then we will see if we can either match that price, or if we can give you a better price, right? So one of the things that we do tell our clients is that we have a turnaround time of 24 hours, right? And we can only do that because we've got a very good courier service, right? If I order from my client today, maybe before 12, and I tell my courier before 2 to pick it up there, they'll pick it up and I'll have it tomorrow morning. So that is one of the things that we have.
So you guys do the courier separate, it's not like the supplier bring it to you, you have your own?
No, we have some suppliers that do deliver, but because of our turnaround time, like many suppliers that are in Cape Town only deliver 2 to 3 times in Atlantis. But because we promised our clients same day delivery, we have our own courier service that picks it up for us and they bring it.
Are they also in Atlantis?
No, they're based in Cape Town. And then we used to have a local guy, but he closed down, so we got another. Now we're with a bigger company, but they deliver every day. They come every day, whether they have to pass Atlanta, so they've got clients in the West Coast, and so they deliver every day. So we can have that as one of our mission statements, or whatever you call it, that we can promise you that we deliver tomorrow.
Oh, that's it.
And that is some of the things that...
It's a tough thing to say that I'm going to make it.
Sometimes we are whatever fix because, but also we've learned, right?
Okay.
We've learned a lot of valuable lessons along the way. Though that is one of our value propositions that we do deliver the next day, we sometimes don't keep account of the client maybe don't have it in stock, the supplier, so which means we will have to wait 3 to 4 days. But at that stage we only had one supplier. Now I have multiple suppliers. If my regular supplier don't have it, I can go to supplier B or supplier C or so in this industry or in business in general, I think one of the key things is to have a good relationship, build a good relationship with your suppliers.
Yes.
So my supplier, if they don't have it, the sales lady will tell me, Wilma, don't worry man, I'm going to buy it out for you. Then she quickly make a few phone calls, buy it out and she get my things, you know. And the same with your clients, have a good relationship with them. And when you can have that boldness to call your client and say, listen, I did promise you tomorrow, but unfortunately something happened now. Can we arrange it for the day
I
after?
think that is like also a sign of respect. When you go back to them just to say and value also that I value my client, to go back to them and say, check it, this is a situation. And in most cases they understand, they're not difficult, but now you say nothing and they must phone you. That is actually making them angry. And you must be on top of your game all the time.
All the time. So one of the other things that we do, it's an add-on to our company, is that except for the PPE, we also do workwear. For the workwear, we also do office wear, like your corporate wear. So most of the times our clients want their things embroidered on, so we've got that as an extra service. So I've got a supplier that do my embroidery, not in Atlantis, outside of Atlantis, but because of the relationship that we have with them and the good work, they are excellent in what they're doing. I can send them a picture and they'll do it for me, you know. I don't even have to go to them. We do everything over the phone. And a lot of people ask me, why don't you do your embroidery locally? But because of my relationship with them and because of I know their work, you know, I know I can count on them. Even though they haven't sent me a sample, when it comes, I know it's going to look top notch. And with them, that I've also learned is they may make a mistake, they own up to their mistake. So
it's actually good.
So in business, I think for me, it's more about relationships than anything else.